Did George Santos lie any more than the average politician?
Yes.
Here's my feeling.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
I don't know.
Let me tell you why. And this is what's so interesting.
I took us into a place I wasn't prepared for.
But this is what I think is so interesting about the Santos thing, is usually politicians lie about what they're gonna do for you. And they all lie. Mm-hmm. And everything they promise, they don't deliver on, and it's all lies. He lied about who he was and what he went through.
Yeah.
And I think it's really funny that now what gets you elected is lying about who you are, not lying about what you could do for people. Because funny. We're so desensitized to the lies of the politicians. It don't work no more to tell me you're gonna do something for me because I don't think you're gonna do anything.
So we're buying into you.
Now you gotta be fucking trans, Holocaust survivor, all these other fucking things he said.
And I think, is that what you're saying? That like, we've spent so long with people being like, hey, I'm gonna help the black community. People are like, fuck that, we're not trusting the lives anymore.
Tell me you black.
We're just gonna vote for a black guy because then at least I know you're not gonna work against him.
At least be black. And that's what he did. Like, I don't know, I just think it's like we get caught up in this crazy story, and it's absolutely crazy story what he did. But there is a kernel of truth in it that's really fascinating, which is politicians almost ran out of shit to lie about. And then he was like, there's a whole lot more. Like, you know, like, that's wild, right?
The only difference
and it works.
The only difference is that when politicians lie about what they're gonna do, they can still say like, oh, I was trying, but the other side is blocking me.
Yeah.
But this, you can't like take back any of these lies. Like,
nah, they're blocking him, bro. They're blocking him.
He was trying. He was trying. They started blocking him, bro. He was trying.
Lying about who you are way different than lying about what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's way.
You know how many places I promise I'm gonna take my wife? We ain't going. But I am who I say I am.
But eventually you could. One day you could. That hope.
Yeah, that's why it's less bad. There's a hope you could lower taxes. Like Al said, there's plausible deniability. That's a very important thing. And you saying, hey, I've fought to lower taxes.
Yeah.
How can you prove me wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
But saying I am something I'm not, it's like, well, you are a fucking liar.
You're 100% right. I'm just saying it is an interesting time that we would rather just identify with the politician because we know that they're not going to do nothing for us anyway. And I think that's the thing we could take away from this.
The crazy part is that, like, when two politicians are running against each other, they vet and they look into somebody's past. How did they miss all of these things?
This guy got the laziest opponent ever.
Oh, yeah.
How did they miss? He lied about where he worked. He lied about graduating school. He lied about
his mother, bro.
He was like his grandparents were Holocaust survivors. Like, that's nuts.
That's the only thing that he ain't lied about.
Really?
Well, they survived. They wasn't there, but they did survive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
On a technicality,
like,
yes.
Imagine someone trying to call him on that shit, and he was like, well, did they survive?
They didn't die.
Did they make it?
Yeah.
They made it.
How am I here then?
They were born in 1963, but did they make it?
That's funny.
Like, yeah.
If someone lies about who they are to get into office and we find out it's a lie, should we vote to take them out?
Yes.
Can you do that?
Yes.
I think it depends on the size of that lie.
But I think you should let that be up to the vote. If people are like, it's a little lie.
Do a revote?
If like part of the reason you got in is because you said, hey, I'm this, and everyone was like, oh, I like you because of this, and this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you got in under false pretense.
The people from his district are telling him to step down.
They should
from
do that.
Both sides.
But should there be a legal precedent that like, hey, if you do this and we find out it's a lie, you can get re-voted out?
If you lied about kind of who you are, if you lied about promises, because they all lied, but if you lie about shit in your control, what Akaash was saying earlier.
Yeah, and things that are verifiably like, okay, this is not
Should
true.
be a revote.
Yeah, 100%. But
now they're gonna get him on campaign finances, because like all of a sudden
he was running all that money through his.
He went from making like $55,000 for like the past 5 years to all of a sudden 1 year he made like $700,000.
That's all you motherfuckers.
Wow, he started a lemonade stand,
and then he like
crazy, dude.
He donated his campaign some crazy amount of money. So it's just like, all right, somebody came with the big bag, be like, all right, we tapping you to run.
Yeah,
you gotta do what you gotta do to make it, and then.
But
crazy.
But ain't that on us a little bit too? Like, isn't on us the voters that we're doing this? Like, we're just looking for representation instead of like the best person for the job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
and none of us vote locally. I'm not gonna vote locally.
I vote locally.
Gay. I'm not gonna. That's super gay.
I'll take it.
But I just think that is a kind of interesting thing. Is like if we just went out for the best person for the job, regardless if it was like, I think this goes to what we were speaking about earlier. Hopefully, it's in the episode when we were talking about maybe it was the car insurance or that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But exactly like if you're not judging a book by its cover, you're just judging a book by how well they fucking drive the car, and that's how much you got to pay, right? And it's like if we are looking for the best person for the job, whether they're a fucking Jewish guy who's 64 years old, whether they're a Chilean chick who's 23, like if they're just the best person for the job and we just remove the identity politics, then maybe we'll end up with that.
Yeah.
But we're so caught up in the identity politics that we're rooting for these people, we're voting for these people that might not even be the best for the job. And if they are, their qualifications can't just be that they check off boxes. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's just how do you know who's the best for the job? 'Cause
Yeah.
they all lie.
Yeah.
I mean, you can at least read what they're going to try to do.
Oh,
But
that's
that
what,
goes back to them lying about what they're gonna try to do. Like,
that's what I was saying. Like, is this the readjustment? Like, you know, the readjustment we were talking about, the guy who won the custody, is that the overcorrection?
Yeah.
Like, will this be the overcorrection? We'll be like, all right, well, maybe we should stop just voting people in for identity. Or and then this one is like, all right, maybe we should stop just letting people say their whatever so that they can win their kids back. Maybe we need another kind
The
of
way you
system.
get a politician to do what you want him to do is you got to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how much money do you have to pay to get him to do even like a little thing? Do you know? Like how much are these super PACs paying? Like millions of dollars?
But he was doing this before them. Like the dude lived with another dude and was like selling him these dreams about all this other shit. He's just like a manipulative, power-hungry motherfucker.
But all these politicians are like they're all willing to sort of bend things for money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, could you pay a politician a couple $100,000 just to get him to do a small thing? Like just like include you in a speech?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How much could that cost?
I mean, Obama
Genuine
did that
question.
shit. Lil Wayne paid Obama to mention him in the speech. You didn't remember that?
Is that true?
Yes. Lil Wayne paid him $400,000 to mention him.
Worth it. That shit is hella worth it if
so
you
you
do that.
say on the record that's what happened? That's what you're saying?
Last podcast on the left, tell me I'm lying. Isn't that his podcast or something
Isn't
like
that a
that?
serial killer podcast?
What the fuck?
The last podcast on the left is a serial killer podcast.
I thought it's a liberal
fairly
podcast.
Fuck was that?
What was that podcast that was like,
He said it so cocky.
yeah. Hold on.
Tell me I'm lying.
Tell me I'm lying. Last
you're
podcast
lying.
on the left.
You're lying,
Nah,
yeah.
there was a podcast
Isn't that a serial killer podcast?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
a comic. What's his name? Ben something.
Yeah, they cover serial killer shit.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking about a liberal podcast. What is it like? A bunch of guys, one of the guys used to write the speeches for Obama.
Oh, This Is America.
Serial.
No, This Is America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not This Is America.
This American Life.
This American Life.
That's the one.
Are you sure it's that one? I don't think it's
The
that one.
Fresh Air podcast.
It's something with America.
Pod Save America.
Pod Save America.
See,
Thank you, Shub.
You
I had no clue.
All right, so come back in. What you were trying to say?
Yeah, we don't even know that podcast. Yeah, that's how red pill we are. We don't even know
We
that
don't know any
podcast.
podcast.
You know what I mean? Thought that shit was last podcast on the left. You know what I mean? Doesn't that sound like a liberal podcast?
No, it don't.
Doesn't that sound like the
No,
last
it does. But it's
The last
such a
podcast on the
popular
left, there's
podcast.
no more podcasts for liberals. This is
The last one on the left.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
It's
That's
such
a
a
liberal-
popular podcast. I
Probably
think.
by liberal cucks. It's probably liberal cucks that listen to it.
It's a serial killer podcast. All our girlfriends are probably listening to it.
The liberal cucks, they are. They're more liberal than us, probably.
They fucking
You know what I mean? Manosphere, Red Bull. Yeah.
100%.
Come on, son. Let's
Hey,
go.
literally, Joe Biden, I honestly think $100,000.
He'd forget.
He mentions the podcast.
He'd forget.
In his speech, he goes, I was listening to Flagrant. I was listening to Flagrant podcast.
No, we could get somebody though that's more cognizant or whatever.
Pelosi, like you could pay her
you
and you can make her slip in a funny word. Say titties in your next speech. Just say it.
Yeah, she would.
And you'll we'll give you $100,000. Like
What about AOC?
you could get her. I genuinely think if you pay enough money, you could get her to fit you in a speech.
How much you think it would cost for her to talk about the Four Locos? How much you think it would cost?
AOC?
Yeah, AOC. Because she don't take donations, right?
Everyone takes donations. You just gotta be big enough.
She taking donations of ginger.
Harry's fucking AOC.
Harry is,
great. That's in the
His
book. I'll
business
get
is
this
taking
book.
over, son.
I'll get this
The
book.
guy that wrote A-Team is fucking
Yo, for real.
That's crazy.
Talk about
get
Ed
this
like
book.
that, son. Talk about my boy Ed like that.
Anyway, we gotta find a politician to go donate a bunch of money to and change American politics. All right,
That'd be the stupidest waste of money.
let's do it.